I was thinking about a couple of weeks ago how frustrated I was at one point. Just frustrated. I was frustrated just with everything. Frustrated that money wasn't coming the way I needed it to come. Frustrated that things were not going the way I wanted them to go. And I was just really frustrated. And, and a lot of times when you're a pastor, you can't always talk to people about your issues and talk to people about your problems. Because number one, you don't know who you can trust. And sometimes people view pastors as not even being human. And so I'm dealing with these challenges, and sometimes what happens with you is that you get bashed on social media and stuff, and you can't even really respond, because if you respond, then you get this feedback. And see, I told you, this is what all these preachers are. This is what they do. They ain't nuts. So you deal with that thing. And so you can't always talk to people about your challenges. And you can't always talk to people about your issues. And a lot of times we as pastors, we suffer mental illness. We can stand at the pulpit and preach to you and encourage you and motivate you and to help you, and then we leave from helping you and leave from pouring everything out of us into you and go back home, and we're depressed and we're frustrated and we're irritated and agitated. And that's why you have at least 1,500 pastors per day leave the ministry. They just walk away from it because we're pouring into a people, and usually when you pour into people, they don't pour back into you. And in many cases, people treat you as a pastor like you are a female dog. And what I mean by a female dog, I'm not talking about the B word, but I'm talking about a female dog who has just had puppies, and she's got 9 puppies she's just had, and every one of them is getting on her tit, and they all sucking. Everybody wants something. Everybody wants something. Everybody wants something. Everybody wants something. And so it becomes draining. And so you just see her. She's just laying there. And they're just taking, because that's how they eat. And so sometimes we become depleted, and there's nothing that you can say to anybody, because whoever you talk to, you have to be able to trust. And a lot of times your issues can wind up coming in somebody's sermons. Your issues can wind up being on social media. Your issues can wind up being in a state that you've never been in before, because people are constantly talking about you. And so here I am frustrated, I am irritated, I'm agitated, and things are not going the way I wanted them to go. I'm praying, I'm in this word, I'm studying this word. I've gotten up extra early, and I'm talking about praying. Instead of tithing 10%, I've increased the tithe to 20%, because I'm battling my way through for me and my family. And I just hit a brick wall. I'm at a brick wall. I hit it and hit it hard. And I pick up the phone and I call my mom. And I start telling my mom, like, I'm at an impasse right now. Like I could just walk away from everything right now at this moment. And my mom is listening to me, and she says to me, she says, Chris, now for those who don't know, my middle name is Christopher. Everybody from Mississippi calls me Chris. You understand? Now for those of you who I pastor, you don't call me Chris. We ain't on that first name basis level. But anyway, my mama say, Chris, no matter what, you keep going. No matter what, you keep going. And she says, I don't care. I don't care. No matter what, you keep going. You keep going. She says, God has brought you too far to leave you. No matter what, you keep going. You keep going. I know it's tough. I know it's hard right now. No matter what, you keep going. And I came to tell somebody else that this morning, that no matter what, you keep going. No matter what it looks like, you keep going. No matter what it sounds like, you keep going. No matter what you're dealing with, you keep going. No matter what you're struggling with today, you keep going. You keep going. And a lot of times people think that Christians don't have issues and Christians don't have problems. A lot of times we think that the Christian community don't suffer, that the Christian community don't struggle. A lot of times we think that the Christian community don't have to deal with challenges and don't have to deal with issues. May I tell you today, that we go through a whole lot. We go through hell and high water. We go through the storms and the rain. We go through the heartache and the pain. We go through difficulties in life. And a lot of times now we cannot talk about it and we cannot say anything about it because other Christians will tell us, you ain't living by faith. You ain't trusting God. You are afraid. And every one of us from time to time, if we truthful and honest, every one of us from time to time is afraid of something. We are afraid of something. We just got to be honest and lay it on the table. And this is why so many people don't want to come to Christ and don't want to be a part of us because they consider us to be hypocritical. Well, let me help you today. There are some things that sometimes I'm afraid of. Sometimes I got some fear that battles me. That sometimes I fear of letting my family down. Sometimes I fear of not coming through for the members of my church. Sometimes I fear not being the best pastor that God called me to be. Sometimes I fear not being the best son that God called me to be. Sometimes I fear these things. Sometimes I fear not being pleasing to people. Sometimes these are issues that I have to deal with, but I understand now that what I won't confront, I cannot conquer. And so here I am. I deal with these challenges. I deal with these issues, but my mama words keep coming back to my head. And no matter what, you keep going. No matter what, you keep going. No matter what, you keep going. Now, no matter what, no matter if you lost the house, you keep going. I'm talking to somebody today. No matter if you lost your marriage, you keep going. You could have been the person who was the reason that the marriage is over. No matter what, you keep going. No matter the abuse that you suffered at the hand of a man, no matter the abuse you suffered at the hand of a woman, you keep going. You keep going. And you might be saying, Pastor, I'm in my 60s right now. How in the world am I going to keep going? In the same way that Stella got her groove back, get your groove back, get your groove back. Boo, you probably done got a little older, but you still cute. You still know how to drop it like it's hot. You get out there and you keep going. No matter what, you keep going. No matter the abuse, no matter the frustration, no matter the words that people have said to you, you get out there and you keep going. This is the season of your life right now where you have to enjoy life. You got to keep going. No matter what, you keep going. No matter what. I don't care what other people said about you. I don't care what they've done to you. I don't care how you lost this and don't care how you've been through that. No matter what, you keep going. Go on to your all-white party today. You understand? Find you one. Go on to an all-white party. Get yourself gussied up like my granddaddy used to say. Get yourself gussied up and go on to your all-white party. Go get you a brand new outfit. If you can't go to no place but Ross, go on down to Ross. If you can't do nothing but go to Nordstrom and get you some off a Nordstrom rack or get you some off the Ross rack, go on get your outfit, you understand, get you a pair of shoes, you understand, and get your hair together, go get you some lashes and put them on, get that straight iron and do something to your hair. If you got to go around the corner to the Ling Ling store and buy you some Yankee hair, go on and buy it, put it in your head and go on out there somewhere today and say, today is the day that I'm stepping out. I'm stepping out. No matter what, I'm keeping going. No matter I lost the house, I'm keeping going. I lost the car, I keep going. I lost the relationship, I keep going. I lost the job, I'm keeping going. I lost the business, I'm keeping going. You got to keep going. You cannot stay here. You cannot stay in this place where you're wallowing in your mess like a pig. Listen, you got to come up out of this stuff today and you got to keep going. You got to keep going. Well, I'm 40-some years old, Pastor. I want to be married and I ain't got no wife yet. I ain't got no husband yet. Keep going. If you get up and get out of this dark place that you in, you may bump into your husband. You may bump into your wife. Keep going. Keep going. You cannot sit here. You cannot settle. You cannot sit here and look back on the past. Listen at this, boo. Your best days are not behind you. They are in front of you. You got to keep going no matter what. You got to keep going no matter what. You got to keep going. There are many people today who are frustrated. You're frustrated and it's coming out in the form of anger. You're frustrated and it's coming out in your insecurity. You're frustrated. You're ready to throw in the towel and it's coming out. You're ready to quit. Listen to this. Frustration is nothing more than the feeling of being annoyed or upset because of an inability to change or achieve success. So here you are. You have not been able to achieve the success that you wanted to achieve. You didn't get married to get divorced. You didn't start the business to lose the business. You didn't spend all this time building up your money to buy a home only to lose the home. You didn't go drop $4,000, $5,000 on a new car just to lose the car. You didn't do that. You didn't do it for that. But now all of a sudden life happens to you. And we got to be realistic. Life ain't always fair. It may seem like it's fair to some people, but life ain't always fair. It don't always treat you right. It look like it treats other people right, but it don't always treat you right. But here's the thing. You got to get past the frustration, because everybody in life will come face to face with the spirit of quit. Everybody will come face to face with the spirit of quit. And how you handle it will determine if you're ready to go to the next level in your life. How you handle the spirit of quit will determine if you're ready to be elevated in life. So here's what you have to do. You cannot quit. You cannot stop. You got to say, no matter what, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I lost the business. Guess what? I'm going to start me another one. I'm going to go and give me another EIN number, call down and give me another EIN number, give me another tax ID number. Matter of fact, I'm going to go and write my articles of incorporation for this business right here. I'm going to take inventory of everything that went wrong over here. I'm going to take inventory and write all this stuff down, okay? I failed because of this, and that. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to work on all them things that I failed at so I don't fail at this business. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get up off the ground. I'm going to dust my knees off, and I'm going to get back into the race. Because the Bible said this race is not given to the person who's the swiftest, who's the strongest, or the fastest. But the race is given to the one who will endure to the end. So you have to ask yourself a question. Am I willing to endure to the end? And if you can make up in your mind, or if you can answer this question by a yes, then that means God now is ready to empower you to take you to your next level. Scripture tells us that eyes have not seen nor have ear heard, neither have it entered into the heart of man the things that God have prepared for them that love him. So you got to get up and dust your knees off, and you got to keep running. Well, Pastor, I've been married twice and it didn't work out. Okay, you just found out 2 ways that a marriage don't work. Get up and dust your knees off and say, God, I believe I'll be married again. No matter what, you got to keep going. You got to keep going.